Hey everybody, Dr. Cody Sharf here. Today I'm with Dimitri Altschul of Cedar Rapids CrossFit. 15.3 was released, so we're going to be running through some quick mobility stuff to help optimize your performance. Okay, so 15.3 is going to involve 7 muscle ups, 50 wall balls, and 100 double unders for as many rounds as possible in 14 minutes. This is going to be incredibly taxing on the shoulders, the spine, low back, hips, and also the ankles. So we're going to start off with some thoracic spine mobility. One of the tools that we're going to use is a double lacrosse ball, or some people call it the peanut. You take 2 lacrosse balls, you tape them together. When you put these 2 together, it works really well when you work it along the spine itself.
All right. Okay guys, so we have our double lacrosse ball. We're going to put it on each side of our vertebrae. I like to start kind of at my neck area. First get some flexion and extension over my spine, and you can work vertebrae by vertebrae, or you kind of hit some of the main areas, the top of your neck, the middle of your back, and the lower of your back. But I like to go nice and slow and work each vertebrae at a time. So I'm going to set this lacrosse ball on each side of my vertebrae. I'm going to lift up my hips, hold my core nice and tight, and slowly flex and extend my neck as I move down each vertebrae. You can even lift up your arms to help to open up your lats. Nice and slow, working your way, loosening up each vertebrae at a time. Okay guys, so after you've kind of loosened up your vertebrae, the next thing I like to do is just kind of get a full smash all the way down my spine. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to lay down right on top of this ball. You can start on your lower back and slowly, as you lift up your hips, work your way all the way to the top of your spine. Don't go fast. Okay? After you do that, the really next thing that I really like to do, if you're able to, is grab one of these medicine balls. You're basically going to hug the medicine ball and go slowly side to side of each vertebrae. And you'll kind of smash a lot of your lat and help to open up your shoulders to be able to get in a better overhead position. So I'm going to place this lacrosse ball, once again, a lacrosse ball, mid-spine position. I'm going to take this ball, I'm going to hug it, opening up my lats. I'm going to slowly rotate to one side, slowly rotate to the other side. Move down to the next vertebrae, one side, the other side. Take your time. You'll feel probably quite a bit of knots around your lats. Make sure you work all those out and you'll have far better position overhead. Okay guys, so you'll see some overhead movement with the wall ball, and you're going to be doing some muscle ups, and then as well as double unders. What we see a lot of athletes is missing this internal rotation where their shoulder goes forward. And so you're going to kind of really smoke the front of your shoulder and the back of your shoulder. And so we want to try to loosen that up as much as possible. So to improve this internal rotation, we found the best thing to do is grab a barbell, lay it across your shoulder to help pin your shoulder right against the floor. And you're simply going to, as you pin that shoulder, work forward until you feel that you reach the limit of your flexibility, and then release back, repin that shoulder, and work forward again until you can get that shoulder to your elbow to rotate, your hand to rotate all the way to your rib cage, hopefully, without your shoulder lifting off the ground. And that's the key. Don't let your shoulder come off the ground. So I'm going to take this barbell, I'll place it right there. I'm going to pin my shoulder down. I can even hold this for more weight. Rotate till I get to a position. Lift up, repin. Rotate, repin. Rotate, repin. And hopefully with each movement, I'm getting better and better. The goal is for you to be able to get to this position. Okay guys, so obviously there's 50 wall balls, maybe multiple rounds of that, quite a bit of squats. If you start to get out of position because you're not flexible enough, then you're going to really smoke your quads. You're not going to be able to keep going. So we want to really open up these hips. And the simplest thing you guys can do is set your feet nice and straight in a squat position. And you're going to screw your feet into the floor as you squat down. Then take a big breath and breathe out by squeezing your rib cage right on top of your hips. And you'll go straight down to a squat. And what you could do is grab a kettlebell. And you're just going to hang out here, letting your hips stretch out. You can even slightly bounce if you want, slightly rock back and forth. See if you can accumulate between 4 to 6 minutes in this position, especially if you're less flexible, and get to the point where your heels sit down and your feet are straight and your spine is nice and straight, and you'll have a much better squat. So guys, the last part of the squat is to have really good dorsal flexion or flexion in your ankles to be able to squat. Because if you don't, once again, you're going to kind of cheat to your quads and you're going to wear them out, and you're not going to be able to go for as long in your wall balls. So to improve your ankle flexibility, what we really like to do is use one of these bands, and you can tie them to a post or maybe even a doorway. And you're going to try to get as much, put it right around your ankle, and get as much band tension as you can. Okay? You're going to step back with this knee, and all you're going to simply do is work forwards and backwards. Work forwards and backwards. You can reach above you and get more hip stretch this way, and this will really improve the flexibility in your ankles to be able to do more squats.